First, congratulations. I'm sure you must be excited. Kind of take me through the emotions, I guess, of when you found out.
Yeah, I appreciate that. It was a really emotional time. I was actually just sitting up in my room. Three of the guys that I played with had already gotten their phone call, and I was just sitting around hoping, praying, and waiting. And finally it came. And you know, being an Indiana kid, it's every kid's dream to get an opportunity to play with the Colts and Indy. So I shed some tears and thank God, and I'm just looking forward to what's ahead.
Did you grow up as a Colts fan?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna say I was a diehard Colts fan, but just being a Indiana kid, I went to some games, some Colts games, and always supported them, and it's they've always been my favorite team.
Sure, sure. Now, obviously, Mount Union's a well-known powerhouse program, but it is a smaller school. I guess when you first started out there, I mean, did you foresee this? Is this something that you thought was attainable?
Um, it was there's no doubt that it was always in the back of my mind. Seeing Pierre make it, and he went and played in Indy for a while, and then seeing Cecil make it, and that just added fuel to my fire. So this has always been one of my goals. I knew at the same time I had to focus on getting an education. Your chances of coming from a smaller school are not that great, but it was always there for me, and I'm glad that I had the opportunity.
Do you think that maybe I guess you look at guys like you, like you said, a couple guys from the team, and I'm just thinking of other guys like like you said, Pierre Garcon, guys like that. Do you think maybe it's starting to change the perception of football at smaller schools, and maybe the old assumptions of, oh, it's a smaller school player, they can't hang with guys that went to bigger programs. Do you think that's starting to change?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, and they're just proving it day in and day out with Pierre's success, Cecil's success. London Fletcher. Those are just some of the examples. Some of the guys fall through the cracks, other things happen, and guys develop late. But I think people are just continuing to prove that there is talent at the smaller schools, and it's been fun to be a part of.
You said that this was always something that was kind of in the back of your mind. When do you feel like it first kind of you started to view it as maybe a realistic possibility?
Yeah. We started getting some scouts at our practices at last year, and they came in and talked to us and showed some interest. That's when it kind of hit me that this could be reality. And then coming off having a good junior year, and then going into my senior year, I started to get a little bit more attention. I'm not going to say it was a lot of attention. Being undersized, coming from a smaller school. I didn't get a whole lot of attention, but it was there, and that was the hope that kept me motivated, kept me driving through. I had a good senior season and won the national championship, and it was great. But it's been a lot of fun, just going through this process, and I'm really thankful for it.
How much do you think that that's going to help you in this process, just being from a winning program?
Yeah, that's funny. Something I talked to Cecil about, and he's in Jacksonville, and they haven't had a lot of success. But that's what's making him do so well and work so hard week in and week out. He's had a lot of success for that reason. He came from Mount Union. He lost 2 games in his career here, and he has that inside of him. Each one of us guys that is getting a shot right now, we all have that, our desire, our will to win. I think that's going to make each one of us successful as we go in our career.
Obviously, the goal is just to get that foot in the door. That's the hardest part. What do you bring to the table that you think can make you valuable to the Colts?
Yeah, absolutely. This is the opportunity that I've always wanted. That's all I could ask for. But I think that my work ethic, I'm a smart kid. I'm going to work hard. I'm going to study film. I'm going to do all I can. To be the best that I could be. Along with my God-given athletic ability. Putting that all together. I think I can be a good asset to the team. Given the opportunity.
What's the family think about it being the Colts?
I made that phone call to my parents, and they couldn't have been happier to hear. Out of all 32 teams, I was coming to Indy for mini camp.
When do you report? Have they kind of given you a schedule at this point?
Yeah, I report May 9th is the first night that we'll be there. We'll have team meetings, and then the 10th, 11th, and 12th we'll be practicing and working out.
Who was it that called you from the team?
I received a call from Jamie Moore, who's one of the Colts scouts that I've had contact with throughout my process.
And where were you at? I guess you said you were with some teammates at the time.
Oh no, I was actually I was sitting in my room here at school, just hoping and praying that the phone call came along, and eventually it did.
How hard was that waiting process through the draft and then through? I guess for you it would have been about 36 hours into the free agent signing stretch. How tough were those few days?
Yeah, no, it was a little bit stressful, but you just had to trust in my faith, and know that God had a plan for me, whether it was football or not. I'm glad the door opened up that I get the opportunity now.